I picked up my mother-in-law from Miami after her spiritual yoga retreat. She bragged about blowing $82,000 on spas and jewelry, all charged to my card. I smiled. What she didn't know. I had already reported the card stolen. Hours later, police showed up at her hotel. She's banned from re-entering the U.S. My hands trembled as I stared at the bank statement on my phone screen. $82,000. The numbers blurred through my tears. Behind me, our workshop hummed with the sound of saws and sanders, 15 people whose paychecks depended on me doing the right thing. My mother-in-law's text lit up my screen. The spiritual energy in Miami is transformative. So grateful you could help with my journey, sweetie. Attached was a selfie. Delaney beaming beside a display case of diamond jewelry, her freshly massaged face glowing with expensive serums. I zoomed in on the price tag visible in the reflection of the glass. $14,000 for the bracelet on her wrist. The same bracelet she'd charged to our business account. The account that needed to cover payroll tomorrow. In that moment, 7 years of excuses and justifications shattered. I knew what I had to do. If you've ever had to choose between peace and truth in a relationship, this story is for you. Subscribe now. It's free and helps our channel grow. Now, let's see what happens when Noelle finally stands up to her manipulative mother-in-law. Holden and I built Restoration Revival from nothing but sawdust and dreams. We met at an estate sale where we both reached for the same weathered shaker side table. Instead of competing, Holden suggested we restore it together. I still remember his hands, strong but gentle, sanding down decades of neglect to reveal the beauty beneath. You have an eye for potential, he told me that day, though I wasn't sure if he meant the furniture or something else. Within a year, we were married and converting his grandmother's barn into a workshop in our small Massachusetts town. Holden crafted the pieces, bringing forgotten furniture back to life through skilled hands and patient restoration. I managed the business side, building relationships with clients, maintaining our books and creating the warm, inviting showroom where people could envision these pieces in their homes. We complement each other perfectly, Holden would say, kissing my forehead after closing a difficult sale or finishing a challenging restoration. You make this business whole. But the truth was messy. While I projected confidence to clients, I secretly doubted my business acumen. Each night I'd double-check our accounting spreadsheets, terrified of making mistakes. Business had always been my father's world before he passed, a world I'd been taught women should stay clear of. For years I battled imposter syndrome. Even as our business grew from a side hustle to a legitimate operation with employees and a downtown showroom, I kept expecting someone to expose me as a fraud. When local media featured us as Massachusetts' premier restoration specialists, I smiled for the cameras but whispered my fears to Holden at night. What if I'm not cut out for this? I asked, scrolling through our growing financial responsibilities. You're the heart of this business, Holden insisted. You always have been. 7 years into our marriage, on a crisp autumn morning, Holden placed a stack of papers on my desk with a steaming mug of coffee. What's this? I asked, scanning the legal documents. Partnership papers, he said, his eyes crinkling at the corners. Equal partners officially. It's time. My stomach tightened as I flipped through the pages. But you built this. You're the master craftsman. Holden knelt beside my chair, taking my hands in his. We built this. Together. Your name deserves to be on every document, every account, every decision. I trust you completely, Noelle. I signed the papers with shaking hands, equally thrilled and terrified. That night we celebrated with champagne in the workshop, toasting among the half-restored pieces that represented our shared vision. The partnership brought unexpected complications. My mother-in-law Delaney, recently divorced and struggling financially, suddenly took renewed interest in our business. What began as occasional visits evolved into near-daily appearances at our workshop. Just checking on my successful son and daughter-in-law, she'd say, bringing coffee cake and scanning our showroom with calculating eyes. Initially, I welcomed her presence. Since marrying Holden, I desperately wanted her approval. Her son was her world, and I often felt measured against impossible standards. Now, as a business partner, I thought I could finally prove my worth. Delaney quickly positioned herself as an unofficial consultant. You should raise your prices on these dining sets, she'd suggest, or that supplier is taking advantage of you. Each comment landed like a judgment on my business decisions. Holden noticed